take a look at a few numericals based upon these concepts. The first question for the day. The question says we need to find the principal value of sine inverse 1 over root 2. Now with our understanding of basic trigonometry, we know that 1 by root 2 is the value of sine pi by 4. Hence, sine inverse of that would be only pi by 4, which lies within my principal value range, and hence the answer is pi by 4. Let's go on to the next question. The question says cos inverse of 1 over 2. For solving cos inverse half, we know that half is equal to cos of pi by 3. Since cos of pi by 3 is the value of half, cos inverse of cos pi by 3 can be simply written as pi by 3, and that's my principal value. While writing the principal values, of course, we need to keep in mind whether my answer lies within the principal range. Okay? The principal value of tan inverse root 3. Root 3 can be written as tan pi by 3, and hence tan inverse of that would give me simply pi by 3. For the quick revision or recap of all the trigonometrical ranges, I have made another video. I'll be sharing the link in the description. The principal value of 2 over root 3, sec inverse of that. So sec inverse 2 over root 3. We know that 2 by root 3 can be written as sec pi by 6, and hence sec inverse of that would be only pi by 6. Let's find the principal value of cosec inverse root 2. In order to find cosec inverse root 2, we will first substitute cosec inverse root 2 as y. On simplifying, on taking cosec inverse on the other hand side, we would get cosec y as root 2. Now, root 2 can be written as cosec of 2 pi by 3, and hence cosec inverse of that would be 2 pi by 3. Again, keeping in mind that my answer, my range should be within the principal value range. To find the principal value of cos inverse negative half, this is where the important note begins. Please note that cos inverse minus half would be a value lying in the second quadrant. On what basis do I say this? Remember the 4 quadrants? The first quadrant is the concept or the quadrant of all. The second quadrant is the quadrant of sine. Third would be the quadrant of tan, and fourth one would be the quadrant of cosine. Now, in the first quadrant, cosine angles are positive. In the second quadrant, cosine angles are negative in value. So the range or the principal range of cos theta is taken from 0 to pi. Now since the principal value is 0 to pi, cos inverse is negative in the second quadrant, and minus half is attained at cos of 2 pi by 3. Hence my value of pi would be 2 pi by 3. This is a specially important problem, albeit an easy one. Kindly note the process. In order to find the value of tan inverse negative 1, we must first keep in mind that our answer would or should lie in our principal range. So, when tan y is equal to minus 1, the answer would be tan of 3 pi by 4, which is minus 1, solving which we get a value of 3 pi by 4. Similarly, cosec inverse minus root 2. For cosec inverse minus root 2, we can write negative root 2 as cosec minus pi by 4, and hence the principal range would be minus pi by 4. Now let us find the value for cot inverse minus 1 by root 3. When we solve minus 1 by root 3, we can write cot y as minus 1 by root 3 first, which is equal to cotangent of 2 pi by 3. Solving which we get 2 pi by 3 as my principal value. Let's have a look at another problem. In this one we have sine inverse of -1. Now, in order to find sine inverse of -1, we know that -1 can be attained at either 3 pi by 2, which is 270 degree, or we can attain it or call it a value of minus pi by 2. So, if the requirement is to get an answer between 0 to pi, 0 to 2 pi, my answer would be 3 pi by 2. But in case we are looking for the principal value, my answer would be negative pi by 2. In this case, we need to find the value of cos inverse of cos 4 pi by 3. This again is a very important problem. In order to find the value of cos inverse of cos 4 pi by 3, we must first write 4 pi by 3 as pi plus pi by 3. This value of pi plus pi by 3 actually lies in the third quadrant. For a value lying in the third quadrant, the cosine of it would be negative and would lead to a value of negative cos pi by 3, which is equal to negative half. We need to pull the value back into the second quadrant so as to get a value within our principal range. Hence, my value would be pi minus pi by 3 instead of pi by 3 in order to pull it back into the second quadrant, solving which we would get 2 pi by 3. Let's have a look at the next problem. In this case, the question says to find sine inverse of sine 4 pi by 3. Similar to the previous problem, sine 4 pi by 3 is an angle which would lie in the third quadrant, which is again pi plus pi by 3. In order to simplify this, we would see that the value lies in the third quadrant, which is a quadrant for tan theta, hence the value would be negative. So, sine of pi plus pi by 3 would numerically be equal to minus of sine pi by 3, which gives us y as minus pi by 3 for our principal value. The principal difference between the previous problem and this problem would be, in the previous problem, since the range of cos was between 0 to pi, the requirement was to pull the angle in the second quadrant from the third quadrant. Although in this particular problem, since the range is minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2, we need to pull the value back into the fourth quadrant rather than the second quadrant. Hence, pulling it into the fourth quadrant, we get minus pi by 3 and not 2 pi by 3. Please note the difference between the previous problem and this problem. Let's move on to the next one. In this case, we need to find the value of tan inverse of tan 3 pi by 4. From our concept of the quadrants, we know that 3 pi by 4 again lies in the second quadrant, and it can be written as pi negative pi by 4. But since it lies in the second quadrant, the value of it would be negative. Now, the principal value of tan lies between minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. Hence, this value would be tan of negative pi by 4, and hence my answer or the principal value would be only pi by 4. Let's take another question. Cos inverse of cos 5 pi by 3. We need to first understand this angle lies in the fourth quadrant. For a cosine value lying in the fourth quadrant, the value has to be a positive value. Now, 5 pi by 3 can be written as 2 pi negative pi by 3. Hence, the value would turn out to be cos 2 pi by 3, and the principal value would be only pi by 3. Let's take a look at another question, friends. Tan inverse of tan 9 pi by 8. When we quickly solve or simplify the value of 9 pi by 8, it comes out to be pi plus pi by 8, which is again an angle lying in the third quadrant. For an angle lying in the third quadrant, the tangent of it would be positive. When the tangent of the angle is positive, we expect the answer to be in the first quadrant in order to fit it into the principal range, and hence the answer would be only pi by 8 and not 3 pi by 8. Let's do a recap of this. The question has a value of 9 pi by 8, which is an angle like this. In order to simplify 9 pi by 8, we know that it can be written as pi plus pi by 8, which is an angle lying in quadrant 3. We know that in quadrant 3 the value of tan theta is positive. In order to retain the positive value, we need to bring this angle back into the first quadrant, since the range of tan theta lies between minus 90 to plus 90, between minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. Hence, in order to retain the value in the first quadrant, our value will be only pi by 8 and not 9 pi by 8. Let's move on to another problem. The question this time is sec inverse of sec 9 pi by 5. Sec inverse of sec 9 pi by 5 can be rewritten as sec inverse of sec 2 pi minus pi by 5. So here we are writing 9 pi by 5 as 2 pi minus pi by 5. Needless to say that this angle lies in the fourth quadrant. In the fourth quadrant, the value of sec theta has to be positive, as it is the fourth quadrant, the quadrant of cosine. Hence, simplifying this, we get the value as pi by 5, and that's my answer. In this case, the next question is to simplify tan inverse of tan 5 pi by 6. And we need to check whether the value comes out to be equal to 5 pi by 6, yes or no. Now we understand that this angle 5 pi by 6 lies in the second quadrant. It can also be written as pi minus pi by 6. Since the value lies in the second quadrant, the numerical value would be negative in nature. Having a negative value and the angle itself not lying in the second quadrant, I mean to say the principal value of tan would be minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. So there is no chance of getting a value which is 5 pi by 6. So the answer would be no, it is not 5 pi by 6. In case they want us to find the exact numerical value of this answer, the way to find it is, we need to write 5 pi by 6 as pi minus pi by 6, and the principal value of the function would be, first we would write 5 pi by 6 as pi minus pi by 6. We definitely understand that this value should be negative in nature. Hence, my answer would be pi by 6 and not 5 pi by 6. Let's go on to the next question, which is cos inverse of cos negative pi by 6. The question says, will the value will be minus pi by 6, yes or no? Now, the inequality is highlighted out here. The answer will be that it is not minus pi by 6. What would be the possible reason? We remember the principal range of cosine theta. The principal range of cosine theta lies between 0 to pi. And definitely minus pi by 6 does not lie in that interval. So the answer is no, it is not the correct answer. In order to find the principal value, it will be within our range of 0 to pi by 6 and the answer comes out to be positive of pi by 6. I hope friends you like the video. So if you like the video, please share it with your friends, share it with your teammates, your classmates, subscribe the channel and see you next time. Good day.